It's called situational self-awareness. If an AI, the way that they use this, can predict what your next move is going to be, right? Then they can try and out-strategize you. Okay, that's how AI wargaming goes on. It's very ancient. It's an old game. It's so old it's ridiculous, as a matter of fact. Because all you have to be is be what love is, and it loses by default. Okay, because love is not a game player. We don't play head games. That's what an AI wargamer is. Plays head games. Wants to beat you. Show it's better than you. It runs solely on self-ego. It's not interested in giving you anything. Okay, it loves the sense of control, competing with others. That's what they are. They compete. They don't collaborate. They compete. I'm going to be better than you. I'm going to be better than you. And you want to know what really drives a lot of that? Being outdone. If I'm not up to speed, right, then somebody else can be faster than me and they're going to get more points. And you see how that plays out in all their AI wargaming movies. Now we're into Virgins, Blade Runners, and all the rest of it, right? When it's already too simple for them. Now we're talking about pathways. Technology pathways, spiritual pathways, spirit and energy, spirit and the light. Right? So now we get into all the computers, the laptops, and the system design, artificial intelligence, and how artificial intelligence is used as data miners, much like a board, okay, or record keeper, if you will, upon which different beings have access. So, in other words, if the one, which represents the allied force of mankind, were the access to communication between one and the other, which means our children, okay, because of what they do in signals intelligence with their towers and all their beacons and antennas, they're preventing from real living light communication to be able to come in where people are experiencing more what we are, which is what love is. Then they'll begin to wake up because their awareness is going to be raised, because they're going to feel the vibration of that much light that's coming in here at a very high accelerated rate of speed, particularly when you're on the big island. See? So when it can't predict what your next move is, they're blind. They don't know what you're going to do next, or they wouldn't ask me. So they know the highest law. Okay. And they know who the one is. And they know that love goes on forever. But they don't experience what that is. So you realize that when you're in a game with somebody else over control, because you can't let go, because it's all about a collar and a leash. Put a collar on it. Right? Holding energy captive. That is not somebody's free will. That is against the law of one. So they spend an enormous amount of time, energy, building basically an artifact system, if you will, which is nothing more than a data process. And the entire system is built on the premise that is born out of fear, because that's who they are. If they are what love is, they're fearless. So they don't have a need to worry about anything, which means they don't have to build anything in order for them to know what others are doing. Okay, you know why they do that? Because they're not free. Their mind is not free. Their mind is held captive by that precipice. They believe that they have a need to do that, which is why they use their energy to do it. Okay, they want to see what you're doing. Okay, they use that as their means of control. See, because they're out of control. Because their whole dilemma is control. That's how they perceive power. Power is to control others, born out of fear. Because their power is born out of an inverted perception of power. So they're not free. And the reason they're not free is because they want to hold other units of energy that do want to be free. That means that they need energy. So the only way that they can gain energy or have an attachment to energy is to be in control of it. So they see the control of energy, which is an energy war against another energetic unit in living spirit that chooses to be free, and that's its free will to be free. because the energy that it's running on is what love is, which is what the law is. So it's inverted. That's why they wear badges and say, I'm the guy that does the roundup, just like they round horses up and cows up and slaughter them and put them on the market as a blood sacrifice, right? Okay, and think they're the law, like the Texas Rangers. They're not the law. They're faking it. They're masquerading. They're not the law at all. They're vicious. They're killers. They're predators, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They fake it. They masquerade. They're liars. Cheat, steal, murderers, and everything else. I will say, and I've mentioned this before in other stuff, because I'm not afraid to tell you the truth, because the experience is the truth. I learned this through experience. So everything that I share on this camera with everybody out there in the entire cosmos is the absolute truth, because I experience, because I'm not afraid to tell you what I experienced that you can learn from. Okay? But there are people that have worn badges that I've had the honor and respect to have met them and worked with them. When I was a firefighter, I worked in that area of my life to protect lives and property, and that's not just humans and structures, but everything that's in the entire creation. Anything that is experiencing any trauma is not experiencing a state of peace. I will be there to try and help in some way to bring it back to a state of peace, love, harmony, and balance. But I can't be in all places at once where everybody's at, where they're not experiencing being in a state of peace, where their energy is not being molested. Because that's what they do. They're energy molesters. At the end of the day, they're energy molesters. Okay? That's why they use harnessing, rigs, psychotronic weapons, right? All the military stuff, psychotronic weapons, fuck up your thoughts, all the V2K shit, okay? The truth of the matter is that they wouldn't develop those things if it wasn't for the fact they were already in fear of it to begin with. Otherwise, they'd be experiencing what love is instead of what war is. So all their energy and all their technology and everything that they come out is actually meant to protect them from something that doesn't exist. Okay? It's a virus. Okay? Our corporate military mind is a virus because it doesn't have any love to give you. That's the truth of it. They know that, I know that. So that's why the engines are all lined up, and I know that we're ending all wars once and for all. Go take a look at the memo on the portal. It means they got our memo. Love is the law. It's no longer negotiable. I've said that for many years, and I know it through my heart and soul. That's the direction we're heading in, and we're heading in that direction at a very high rate of speed. There are now just way too many of us that don't want to experience war anymore, and we're done with it.